Well, good Sunday afternoon to you all. My name is Earl. I go by Tenacious Earl, and this is the Tenacious Baseball League, 10 teams, and a whole host of fun. Maybe I'll use that as my slogan from now on. We are going to play a game here, not necessarily the highest profile game, but the one that's ready to go. And so that'll be the Los Angeles Angels and the San Diego Padres. The Padres actually picked up their first victory of the season in the last meeting between these two teams. So they're 1-4. The Angels are 3-2 at the moment. I played 2 games between our previous game that we showed here on the channel, which was Miami and Oakland. The A's defeated Miami in that game. I think that was the game we played. If not, someone tell me. The first of the games that was played offline, Detroit and Toronto. The Blue Jays came from behind, although it was rather early that they came from behind. They won 3-2 against the Tigers. The victory goes to Marcus Stroman. Goes 7 innings. Only gives up the 2 earned runs. And and the loss goes to Shane Green. So this was a case where there was had a couple of these where we went 1 versus 5 as far as starters go. And so, a guy like Shane Green, now they got the benefit of sending Verlander out there the game before, while the Blue Jays went with Dickey. So in this one, they ended up having to send their 5th starter out there since there was a rest game. And home run for Edwin Encarnacion. That was a 2-run home run for him, 2 RBIs. And then Bautista scored on a triple with an error on center fielder Tyler Collins, who was in the game because Goes needed to rest. So that was the first of those games. Tigers moved to 2-4. Toronto wins the series. They are now 3-3. And the second game that was played, so the one previous to this, was the Mets and the Orioles. And this was, suffice it to say, this was a memorable game on a number of counts. The final score of that game was Mets 22, Baltimore 0. And again, this is another case where Baltimore used their number 1 starter is on the shelf, Chris Tillman. He'll be back in a couple games, so they had to go with essentially a 6th starter, Vance Worley. And albeit I'll say their lineup was somewhat behind. I tried to use a strategy where I went with a lot of left-handers because the Mets had Syndergaard on the mound. And I think this was the first 10 spot that I put on the board in a game here. I can show you that real quick here, but if you can see here, the 6th inning, the Mets put 10 runs on the board. And now, part of the problem with this was I used Michael Givens there in the 6th. I started off with Worley, and he gave up the home run right off the bat there to Cabrera. That made it 6-0. And I'm trying to use him because just trying to get some innings, trying to sort of bridge it through and not use up the bullpen too much. So then he walked 2 guys, and actually part of the other thing is that he hadn't reached his weakness point. So at that point you're like, okay, got to take him out. Bring in Michael Givens thinking, okay, he's going to do fine. Well, he goes walk, double to Granderson, Walker, Conforto. And then that's just the beginning of things. That makes his weakness point. I didn't realize he reached his weakness point right then, and then rolled a 5-9, I think was the roll, which was a strikeout, but there was a dot. So Cespedes got a single, then a walk to Duda. Finally got the first out of the inning with Campbell. That was the official bat around part. And then you still go single, line out, single, walk, and then finally another strikeout to Cespedes. before, and they leave they leave the bases loaded as well. So 8 there just in that part of it, and then 2 more there at the bottom. And a lot of those were charged to Michael Givens. I left him in there because, again, it was already somewhat a blowout at that point. That was 8 after he got to his weakness point. And so it's like 8-0. What are you going to do? I mean, I guess we could have brought in... And then we brought in Dylan Bundy. He did okay, but then he gave up another 7 runs at the end of the game. So... a 2-hitter for Syndergaard, for that matter. The hits by Machado and by Scope. Machado playing it short. Hardy was given the day off, and so moved Machado over and used Pedro Alvarez at third. Yeah, not a good showing there for the Orioles, but I think if you were entering this game thinking you're going up Syndergaard against Worley, your chances are pretty slim, and then once you get to 5-0, you're more or less in paper it over mode and try not to do too much damage to your team. And the Mets were also without David Wright there in that game, which may have helped them in effect, because if you've seen David Wright's card, it's okay, but not great. I'm going to put this paper out here. Sit, good dog. Woo. All right. So, to the game at hand, and I'm going to try and rattle through this as quickly as I can because we've got dinner in about 45 minutes. 45 minutes is a tough ask for me in rolling a game, but let's see what we can do. James Shields will be out there for the Pods. For the Angels, it'll be Hector Santiago. Ballpark effects. It's an average day, so 8s and then 7 and 12. I think that's what it was. Is that right? Actually, it's a good day. It's a day game, 10 on D20, so it is good conditions here at Petco, so maybe we'll see some fireworks. Lineup for the Angels. So part of the thing so Escobar got injured in his last outing. I was debating whether to bring up Rafael Ortega, who came up earlier, but he's an outfielder, or to bring up Gregorio Petit, and I decided to bring up Petit. There's also Caleb Cowart that's available that's a third baseman, and I was just deciding whether, if I didn't bring up Petit, I would have had to use C.J. Cron or Albert Pujols as an out-of-position third baseman, and because you also needed a second baseman. Giavotella had to be rested, so both teams rolled where they needed second baseman and right field. Also, because this is a day game after a night game, and because both catchers were under 500 plate appearances, I decided that's going to be a rule for me going on, is that there will be backup catchers going in those games, and so that's what we're doing here. So Simmons at short, Calhoun in right, Trout center field, Pujols at first, Petit at third, Pennington second base, Soto catching, Navas left field, and Hector Santiago the pitcher. He'll be using number 3 pitcher's hitting card, Simmons against Shields. And he hits a grounder towards Alexei Ramirez, and Ramirez makes the play. Also trying to change my scoring method, but I'm going to probably revert to the old one for this game. So against a right-hander, 310, ballpark single 1-8. And he is able to get a single out of that. And Mike Trout, Calhoun, they won't hold him on, and he's not going to be running with the big guy at the plate. And that is going to be trouble for James Shields. 1-6 is a 1-4 triple. It is a 2. Sorry, it's out of the screen. That is a triple for Mike Trout. In comes Calhoun, and 1-0 already. It'll be Albert Pujols next with Trout at third base. And 1 out. That is a 4-10 against a righty. Walks. So they're playing back. They're hoping for 2 coming off of Petit's bat here. This is his first at-bat of the season. Against a righty, and weak power against a righty. Petit, does he ever get a triple this season? He has 1. Well, 1 to 15 will be a single. Missed the box. So yes, that'll be a single. Pujols will go to third base. In comes Trout, 2-0. It's a nice way to start your season if you're Gregorio Petit. 1 hit, 1 RBI. Batting from the left side, it's a ground ball to short. This is Alexei Ramirez. They're not holding Petit on. So here is 4E22. And that's going to be another hit. That's going to score another run. 4 and a 3 is a singles 2-star, and then 11 on the E22 is not a problem, but more runs here for the Angels. And James Shields is dogging it here today. Soto, you might expect this out of him later. Of course, he's going to go over to the White Sox, who are not in this league. Against a righty, 6-5, another ground ball to short. Oh, goodness. This game is going to not go according to plan. I can see it already. Boy. Got everything kind of botching here, knocking cards over, knocking things over here. So Soto, ground ball to short, another 422, right? Pennington won't be held on. The 20 is going to be a G1, I believe. Yes, it will. Now, the question is whether 15 on an E22, that's a 1-base error. Gee, they get the D20 roll they need, but this time it will be an error on Ramirez, and boy, with only 1 out, the dice have been active here these last 2 games. Here is Nava, first and second, 1 out, 4 runs on the board. And that 6 is coming up a lot against a lefty. 6-8. That'll end the inning. 3-6-3. So Nava owes the bench beer. Gets the grounds into the last out. They get 4 runs to put the top on this one. Right off the bat. Thirsty here. Do a real quick of the check of the comments here. Hi Randall. Hi Utah Mike. Hi, Tribe fan. Yes, merry-go-round yet again. Man, the dice are... What's weird is when the dice can seem to only help one team. But maybe it makes sense when one team prospers, the other one doesn't. That's the reason why they do so well. All right, so Upton, right, leading off. Jameel Weeks gets his first start at second of the season. Will Myers at first. Matt Kemp left. Betancourt behind the plate. Rosales third base. Alexei Ramirez short. John J. right. And Shields on the mound, but maybe not for long. Against the lefty, Upton Jr. Strikes him out. 1 away. Weeks, not a good card. Had him up there for bunting, potentially. He's batting from the right, 6-7 ground ball to second base. 2E4 Pennington. And a 1, it'll be a single. Correct. That'll be a single. First hit of the game for the Padres. Here is Will Myers. Can the Padres string together some stuff here against a righty 5-7? 1-5 would be a double. This is the home dice here. You'd think maybe they'd do something good for their team. And how about that? 5. Speedy Weeks. I think he's gonna make a run for home here. Let's see. 15. He wasn't being held on there. He's got a good speed, but his chances of getting that good lead are very low. So that'll mean he'd be a 16, and it's a double to center, -1. So 1-15. He's going to try to take home plate, and he gets thrown out. That's 1 out. There are 2 outs. Boy. That's a bad beat there. 6-7 against a righty. Ground ball to second. Pennington again. That'll be the final out of the inning. Wait, yeah. 4-3. No runs. We ran him out of an inning. Rookie mistake for Weeks. Not a good idea. But in theory, it wasn't him waving him around. It was me. So Santiago, top of the second. 5-11. He's batting from the right side. So 5-11 again, and that's a ballpark single. Ballpark home run, but it will be for a single. Batting from the right, 1-12. That is going to be a, we will call that a, let's see. We'll still call that a line out to the shortstop. Interesting thought whether or not you would hold that as a fly ball. Oh boy, that was a shitty roll. Oh, excuse my language. Boy. Ground ball back to the pitcher. 2 down. Need to bleep myself on that one. Boy. Excuse me. That's a double for Cole Calhoun with 2 outs. I apologize to those listening. That was out of character for me. But Mike Trout. Hit by pitch. Dude getting beamed here. Probably because he drove in a run on a triple. Albert Pujols. And that is going to be balk or passed ball, one or the other. Passed ball, 1-5 on the D20 would get that. No passed ball. Pujols. Ground ball to the pitcher. End of the half inning. Shields settles down. I think in his first outing, Shields kind of got rung up early. And it's never a good feeling when your number 1 starter gets annihilated early. So Betancourt leading off the second for the Pods, and that's a walk. Rosales. What's Betancourt got there? Boy, that is one ugly stolen baseline as far as, I mean, it's not terrible, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot of meat to them potatoes. Against a righty 6'4", catcher X. That will be Soto. He is a 3E1. 3-7. Passed ball, potentially. And a 12 on an E1, not going to be a problem. So it's a passed ball attempt here. And you go by the 1-3 off of Santiago's card based on his propensity to give up a passed ball as a catcher. And it is a 2. That means it is a passed ball, and the at-bat will continue as Betancourt moves up to second base. Rosales. Oh, we can have another pitch now. Against a righty. That'll be a fly ball to center field. Catch made by Trout, and that's the second out. Or no, that's the first out. Apologies. I'm getting in a hurry here, and that's a 3-8. Ground ball to short. Looks the runner back to second, and Simmons makes the play. Here's John Jay looking to drive that run home from second base, but that's not going to happen. But he will extend the at-bat and turn the lineup over. Extend the inning. James Shields batting from the right side. 2 outs. He's got pitching card number 2. And against a righty, that's a 5-9. Ground ball to third. 5-3. That will do it for the second. So, top of the third, trying to gotta get into machine mode here a bit. So Petit, fly ball to left, 1 out. It is 4-0 at the moment, by the way, in case you didn't hear me before. Pennington singles. Soto 4-6. Let's make sure there we go. Against a righty, strikes him out. 2 outs. Fortunately for Shields, he didn't give up any more runs in the first, because if he had, he would have been he wouldn't have had his stuff. 3-6. Fly ball to left. Through 2.5. 4-0. Back out there, Santiago. Gonna speed it along here as much as I can. Super advanced, it's tough to do a lot of that. And of course, just the mechanics of recording. 1-9 strikes out. Second strikeout of Upton. There you go, 1-9. Jameel Weeks. Ground ball to the pitcher. Santiago, easy play for him. 2 down. Will Myers thought he had an RBI, and Weeks got gunned down at the plate. Another strikeout for Santiago. That is his third of the game. We're going to go to the fourth. 4-0. And bottom of the order, Hector Santiago. And that is a ground ball to Rosales. Short work of that, 1 out. And Drelton Simmons. Against a righty, walks. Cole Calhoun, 2 for 2, single and a double. What's he got cooking up here? Ooh boy, he's got a chance at the other, probably the toughest one out of those cycle type. But he's not going to get the triple. He will get a single, though. It's going to be a 2-star single, and that moves Simmons up to third. Not sure how much longer we can leave Shields in here. He is starting to labor a bit. Mike Trout, 2 on for the big guy against a righty, 5-6, and that is going to end the inning. How about that? That is a great time for that for Shields. 6-4-3 Twin killing ends the inning. So just like that, it looked like they were going to tack on a couple more, and Trout puts one on the ground, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Here is Matt Kemp, 0 for 1 against the lefty. 5-11 ballpark home run chance, 1-12 for a righty. He is normal power. This one is long, and this one is gone. Matt Kemp puts the Padres on the board, 4-1. Christian Betancourt, 1-6, strikes him out. Hector Santiago gets right back into the saddle and doesn't look back on the troubles he's had. 1-6 triple. And it is a 6, a triple for Adam Rosales. First bit of trouble here for Santiago. So runner at third, 1 out. Alexi Ramirez. 2-8 and a single. It's going to score the run. They've cut the lead in half here, 4-2 now, as Ramirez gets a single there. They will be holding Ramirez on. He's going to try to get a lead. He will. Let's see. Although a 7, 10, or 12 gets him out. So let's do the hit and run here with John Jay. He's going to be a B hit and run since they're holding him. B6, that's a D. Oh no, it's 6-6. So against a lefty, that's a walk. No need to steal. So there's 1 out. First and second, James Shields up. A bunter. They are going to respect the bunt, and so it'll be a B bunt for James Shields. Trying to get both of them in scoring position. An 8, B8. That is a successful sacrifice. Would have been a strikeout if we hadn't done that. 1-4. Everybody moves up. So the tying run moves to scoring position for Melvin Upton Jr. And the Padres put themselves right back in this game. And that was leaning. Let's give it another quick shake here. So 3-7. That will do it. It sure will. That is, let's see, 1-6 is a triple. Another triple here in the inning. Melvin Upton Jr. drives it deep. Stays in the park, but 2 runs are going to score, and it is tied, a 4 spot of their own. Padres, with Upton still at third, they could take the lead here if Weeks could figure out a way to hit that 110 or get something off of Santiago's card, and he's going to get that. 5-6. Batting from the right side. That's a fly ball to right. That will end the inning. 4 runs. Padres sneaking in a bit of a rally there, and they tie the ball game. Their pitcher's happy about that. Check out the comments real quick. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right, dude. Tribe fan got me. Yeah. Yeah, I that snuck right by me. That's gonna change this inning completely. Let's fix it. My bad. I completely missed that. Let's do a rewind here. we got to rewind all the way to Shields. So that's why I tell you what, when you play Super Advanced, you're let's get this all set up here. See, so that walk, so Rosales run comes in. That's it's going to be tough to do that without butchering the whole thing. So there was a single there. He does move up, but this is going to be a ground ball 4-3. It's like a ground ball C. Because, as Tribe Fan mentions here in the chat, it was a 6. It was a walk on Santiago's card, but the walk was a ground ball second base C. So that's why. So that what we have to do now is we really have to re-roll this, because there's no way you're going to run a sacrifice with 2 outs. So let's go back and what do we have there? We had a 1-8 on the roll for the sacrifice. It was a 1-8. We can use that, and it's a strikeout. So that will end the inning, and we can write off those other rolls as superfluous. It's not that big of a deal. So they get 2 runs. Thanks for correcting me. I definitely don't mind being corrected if it's gonna. I mean, that really makes a difference in the game. So Pujols, 12 ballpark home run for a righty is 1-12. This one is gonna stay in the park. That will be an out. 1 out. Sometimes I don't always react well to getting things wrong. I'm trying to work on that ground ball to third base. 2 outs. Pennington draws a walk. It's going to bring up Giovanni Soto. I think Soto had a home run in his last game where he played. He played at third base. That's right. Hi, Bob. 4-10 against a righty. Another walk. Shields trying to give back the runs that his team got him. Nava at the plate now. 2 outs. Needs a good pitch here. Needs a good sequence. Another walk. Loading the bases. I was going to say it was Super Advanced. It's where it pays off to have to be like when you're playing in a tournament. Like, I've never played in one, but I would imagine a tournament's nice because you've got double verification of what's going on. So Santiago is going to hit here with the bases loaded. Another walk would be a killer for. He's walked the bases loaded, lost his command. Could be tempted to take him out, but. And that's going to be a pop up to the shortstop. And we'll end the inning. Finally get someone who's willing to swing at a pitch. Well, I think Tribe Fan might have. There would have been a slight evidence by my. It could have lent itself to. The thought, because I completely forgot to. Right, yeah, exactly. Tribe Fan says umpires have it really tough being, under everybody's watchful eye, and you get multiple replays in those. So 5-9, ground ball to third base. 1 out, Jamil Weeks. I think it's Jamile, actually. That is going to be a strikeout. of Weeks. He is 1 for 3, which is pretty good for a guy who has that kind of a card. Will Myers. And that will be a strikeout. 2 in a row there for Santiago. That is 4, 5, 6, 7 for the lefty. We'll go to the 6th. This is going to be the inning of weakness for both pitchers. That means 3 walks, 3 hits, or a combination of those in 3. Simmons leading off the 6th here. And a 3-5. That'll be a single, dabbling with triple. That'll be a single. Cole Calhoun. It's going to be an A hit and run because they're holding him on. He's going to go ahead and hit and run here. A hit and run. 6-6. Fly ball to right field B. Or wait, no. Yeah, fly ball to left field B. 1 out. There's no fly ball alternate results on the pitcher's chart. Mike Trout. 1 on the D20 means we look for a wild pitch, 1-9. And that will move Simmons up to second. No reason to try and have him steal because 1 gets away from Betancourt. So here is Trout with runner in scoring position against a righty. Yes?
What about saying that we had got the card with Trout?
Don't worry about it.
And also,
So, fly ball to right field. My son was excited because we got a Mike Trout baseball card in our pack the other day. So, it's cool that he is excited about it, but it's a little more common than he might expect. But it's good to have it. 3E4. 3 and 3 is a double. It's going to score a run. And let's just, yeah, it's 10. There's not going to be. So, 5-2, and that will be all, I believe, for Mr. Shields. Pujols comes up. Yeah, the Padres, they are ready to make a move here. They will go to... Actually, they're not going to make a move yet because they are kind of short-handed in the bullpen in this game. They ran out of guys last game. I rigged that wild pitch. Yep. All right, Pujols, runner at second. Against a righty, it's a walk. I mean, I don't know how much longer I can go because that's his point of weakness. Petite. 112, fly ball to right field B. Trout. B. Wait, is it B question mark? Yeah, that means he can't go to third. Pennington. 2 outs. 1-5, runner in scoring position, 2 outs. That is a pop out to second base. And that will end the inning as the clutch factor takes that one away. But 1 run in the inning, and so Shields does get through the 6th. That may be it for him, though. He pitched a long time there. Kemp against Santiago. Against a righty, 6-8. Double. A chance to go for a triple. Re-roll it because it's leaning. I'm going to do it here. 16. That is a double. Oops, wrong spot. Double for Kemp. And I am running up against the the edge of dinner time here. Betancourt, runner at second, and we got to roll the D20 as well. 1-8, and that's a walk. So the Angels are in some trouble here. So the reason why we went 14 in this last game, that's why so many pitches got used. So Rosales, first and second, they're looking for 2 here. 111. There's that 111 again. I think he had that last time. I think that's where he got his triple, 1-6 triple, and it is a 5. I crap you not. 3 triples on the year. He's going to get 2 of them in this game, and that is going to score 1 run. It's actually going to score 2 runs, and it's 5-4. And I think that might be it for Santiago. Rosales with the RBIs there. It makes it 5-4. Padres are a tough out for these guys, and it's Santiago's. They're going to try and let him get through this inning because they're going to pinch hit for him. Here's Alexei Ramirez. 7. It's a 1 on the D20, but nobody's. Oh, I didn't need to roll it because there's nobody on. Wait, there is a runner on base. What am I saying? Runner at third. Wild pitch 1-3. It's an 11. No wild pitch. They were playing. Let's see. Are they playing with the infield in? I should have done this before I rolled. We'll say they're playing infield in, trying to cut this run off. 6-4 against a righty. Catcher X. That is Soto. Oh boy, there's an 18 roll on the D6s. That's not a great roll for anybody, but you never know. 318 is a G3, but let's see what's E1. Oh boy, and he gets away with it because he's an E1. If he was an E2, he would have had it. But no error. Ground ball 3. And this is something I do not remember if there's what you consider playing in when the entire infield is in. So this is an infield in situation. A G3 with the infield in. Runner at third. Decide. Lead runner can attempt to advance a base. Compute his safe chances. That's Rosales. He's not going to go. It's going to just be 2-3. Looks him back. 1 out. John Jay. 3-9. And a walk. That's going to bring up Shields' position and then get the. So now they're going to play with the infield double play depth, and they're going to go and pinch hit here for Shields. Against the lefty, they will go with. I guess they're going to go with Jabari Blash. Man, they don't. Their bench against lefties does not look so good. I'm going to have to cut this game off because I'm running low on time here. Best laid plans. First and third, 1 away. Anything here? Let's see. Blash maybe hoping for a pitcher's card roll here. and it doesn't get it. 1-4 strikes him out. On decide if lead runner on third and hit to catcher, he must hold. Okay, yeah. I'm glad I did that right then. 2 outs. Playing back, Upton Jr. 5-8 against a righty. Oh boy. I'm going to catch grief for that from somebody. That is a single 2-star. 5-8. Of all the dang times to get that. Trying not to use these bullpens too much because then it is tied up 5-5. Gee. Upton Jr. Gone this far, might as well try to give him the win. Try to see if they can get the lead back here. Weeks. 5-11. Ballpark home run, weak power. Boy. Of all the times to get these rolls, this is so this is a 1-12 chance at a single would score another run. It's a 13, so that is going to be a liner to short, and that will end the inning, and my tactics don't get questioned nearly as much as if I had let that happen further. Man, I just about... I mean, I already gave up the lead for them. That's... it's amazing how that can happen, how quickly it can build up there. 5-5. I'm probably going to have to come back. Probably will have to come back because my time is up. Let's try to get, you know what, we'll try to get to the 7th inning stretch here. So Shields is out. He can't get a decision here, and so now I've got to figure out who is coming in for the Pods. Who did they not use? Moorer didn't get used. Quack and Push. Well, they both got used, but they're both available. This one, Kirkman. Kirkman's a new guy we could bring in. Tell you what, because we'll do that. They're going to use somebody new because they need to try and extend their bullpen. This guy has not pitched much. Now, his card is not great. And here's the thing, like, I went way too far with Shields probably even. I mean, I went through 33 batters. That's quite a workload for him. Again, trying to prevent using up bullpen guys that are already somewhat tired. So Giovanni Soto against Kirkman. Righty against lefty, just trying to get through an inning with Kirkman against a righty. 4-7. And an anomaly of the card. No triples for Soto. We're going to give him a double. Again, that might not make some people happy, but this is going to be... So Kirkman against Nava. 5-8 against a righty. Fly ball B. You know what? I'm going to change it. You know what? No, I'm not going to change it. That's going to be a fly ball to right. Or a fly ball. Who is that? So against a righty, so that's going to be left field. 1 out. We're not going to change it. I was thinking about changing it to a triple and letting him have the run, but I feel like that's probably not the way to go. If you're going to stick by a rule, stick by a rule. So against a lefty, they're going to go to another right-hander. It's going to be runner at second. They're going to go with C.J. Crone. Be consistent. That's what I try to preach. And so that means if I create a rule and use it, then I better stick to that rule. Even when I feel like an injustice may have been done to one team or the other. Crone. Because that's how umpires get run. Or get into trouble. Single, 2 stars, that will score the run. So I'm going to have to cut it short here and come back later. The Angels take a 6-5 lead on the single by Crone. Simmons will lead off here when we get back, and I may make a pitching change when I get back here. We'll see. Be right back. Hang in there, guys. It'll be